What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into it, I just want to say we are so close to 350 subscribers, so if you want to be part of that OG gang, make sure you hit the sub button and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. But that's all I gotta say. Let's get into the review. Alright, y'all, what's good? You saw the title. Today we finally getting around to talking about We Live in Time. And We Live in Time is another A24 banger. It's directed by John Trowley, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, who directed 2019's The Goldfinch and 2016's Brooklyn. And the screenplay is by Nick Payne, who's actually written for some Netflix originals in the past. Now, if you've seen the trailer for this film, unfortunately, you've pretty much seen this film. It is one of those trailers, and the film has been out for so long, there's no way you're watching this video and you haven't seen it yet. But for a quick recap, it's a romance story told partially non-linearly until the film decides that it doesn't want to tell it that way. And we follow their whole life together, starting at their meet cute little moment and ending at her death, obviously. And I wasn't even planning on seeing this film. I'm a Florence Pugh stan and I still wasn't planning on seeing it. It was just too devastating. It hit too close to home. The whole concept of time and relationships and how much time we get in those relationships and with the ones we love hits very close to home, and it's something that I struggle with a lot. There's actually a scene in the film where they're having a discussion and he says to her, like, I'm guilty of looking into the future and not looking at what's right in front of me, looking at you. And that is something that I deal with in my personal life on a regular basis. So I was expecting this movie to definitely pull on my heartstrings, but one thing that I wasn't expecting was it to be as funny as it was. There were a lot of scenes in this film that I thought were really comedic, and a couple that actually even made me laugh out loud. I really love when you're watching a movie and you can tell that the actors are using their genuine laughs and that they're not acting. That just makes it 10 times funnier to me and makes me laugh hearing their real laugh, and I love moments like that. And there were a few in this movie, specifically with Florence Pugh, but there was one where they're on the ice and they're ice skating and she just makes this airplane noise and Andrew Garfield looks at her and she just busts out laughing. That shit made me laugh so hard. That was one of my favorite parts in the whole film. I do think, unfortunately, that this film is an example of actors elevating the material. It's kind of just a regular rom-com, but they bring so much energy and they have so much chemistry together that it really adds a lot to the movie. I was definitely expecting it to explore some deeper themes, but it kind of doesn't, which is fine. Not everything has to be elevated. I just feel like there are a couple moments in the film where something would happen or a character would get their feelings hurt in a pretty serious way, and instead of expounding or expanding on that, they would kind of just resolve it in the next scene. And I know this is a story being told non-linearly, but there are a few things that I kind of wish were flushed out a little bit more. I do feel like the dialogue is lacking in some scenes. Like I said, it's a perfect example of actors elevating the material, but very few resolutions were made, which I'm sure was on purpose, but it is something that I just wanted to kind of point out. I've seen it interpreted that the non-linear storytelling is kind of encouraging the viewers to watch it in the moment, appreciate things in the moment, not dwell too much on the past or the future, and just appreciate these moments in their relationship individually, which did resonate with me and did end up helping me like the film a little bit more, especially in those parts that I wish that they expanded on. But once again, there's just some very serious subject matter addressed in a very surface level way. I just wanted to point that out. At least for me, it came off that way. Let me know in the comments if you felt that way too. But the cast is electric, energetic, passionate. Like I said, Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh have amazing chemistry. I do think that this is the best version of the genre that it is. You know how everyone kind of has a top 3 for every genre of movies they would recommend if someone wants to get into them or wants to know your favorites. Like for me personally, I feel like my top 3 would be Love Actually, Bottoms, and We Live in Time. I know that 2 of those are very recent movies, but I feel like Bottoms is kind of like the queer version of Superbad, which I appreciate a lot. And We Live in Time, like I said, is kind of the best version of the genre that this is. And Love Actually is a classic. You gotta throw that in there. I know I'm going on a tangent, but that's just my list. You know what? Let me know in the comments what your top 3 rom-coms would be. I'm just interested to see. As far as rating, realistically, I think I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, there were some minor issues with the film that I had, but personally, I rated it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd because, as I said earlier, it does hit very close to home, and I was moved. So that's just my personal and realistic rating. We're gonna go with the realistic rating for the books though, okay? But let me know in the comments what you guys thought of We Live in Time. If you liked the video, make sure you actually like the video and hit the sub button and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Let me know in the comments your top 3 favorite romantic comedies, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you. Fuck off.
I'm packing my bag and rolling my butt. My head is still spinning, I smell like the club. I'm looking for fun, I ain't looking for love. I'm waking up next to a different one. I'm breaking her heart, I ain't keeping in touch. Why do they love me so much?